We've all heard that age-old adage that a goal not written down is only a wish. I used to think about that, and I used to materialize goals in my mind, but I didn't ever write them down. I didn't realize the importance until I had a good friend of mine, a good friend that I became business partners with. He's a very busy man. He works about 60 hours a week in his regular job. And we were doing this part-time venture together, and he said he only had 6 hours a week to put into this venture. But he said, I'm going to put a solid 6 hours a week. I told Kelly if he would do that, that he'd be very, very successful. Matter of fact, I made him a bet. If he would do that for 2 years, that his income would surpass the income of the job where he worked 60 hours a week. Now, when I went to see Kelly, I went to his fridge, and on his fridge it had the words college tuition written across his fridge. And I told Kelly, I said, Kelly, what is this? He said, what I want out of this venture that we've got together is my college tuition paid. I've got one child in college, another one getting ready to start, and I'll have 3 in college at one time. And if I can make enough money to pay for that college tuition, I'm going to be in great shape. So I was pretty excited. Matter of fact, it's been about 3 months and I went to see Kelly again. And when I went to his fridge, I saw on his fridge that he had a new picture up there. It didn't only say college tuition, but it had a picture of a nice speedboat. And I said, Kelly, help me out. Why are you putting these on your fridge? He says, Jeff, I know that I do go to my fridge every day before I leave my house. On my way to the office, I go by the fridge and I get a drink. And if I look at what my goal is, I can be focused. As a matter of fact, I focus on it on my whole way on that drive to work. I'd asked Kelly why the second picture came up. He says, Jeff, in this short period of time, I've been able to meet my college tuition requirements. Well, it was only about 3 months later I went to his house once again on a visit, working this part-time venture, and Kelly had a nice speedboat in the driveway. It was interesting because Kelly didn't want a speedboat payment. He actually wanted to own or pay for the speedboat all out. And that's what he did. He actually achieved it. But it taught me a valuable lesson. It taught me a lesson that I only not need to write my goals down, but I need to put them in a place where I see them every day, where it reminds me. I see them every day as I'm getting ready to focus in on what those goals I'm trying to achieve. It's absolutely a phenomenal lesson, and I've been very, very successful since I've learned that lesson. Now, most recently, I just found a new friend. His name's Dave Blanchard. He's the author of The Observer's Chair. Fantastic book. I would recommend you read it. In that book, Dave actually talks about goals. And I had a conversation with him not too long ago, and he said, Jeff, the problem with most people's goals is they set them, and they spend 90% of their time dreaming about those goals, dreaming about that nice car they'd like to drive, that big house, and they don't put it into activity. So what I'd like to encourage you to do is not only set your goals, not only write them down, but break them down. Break them down to the activity that you need to do to achieve those goals. If you can break it down to the activity, the work that's needed, and you focus in on the work, the doing. My good friend Kelly, in the story I just shared with you, he was fantastic at putting work in, and that's why he was so successful. And I want to encourage you to do the same thing. Not only write your goals down, break them down and focus 90% of your dream, not on daydreaming, but 90% of that time on what work and putting that work in to achieve those goals. You do that and I know you're going to be successful.